As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless.
The situation surrounding YNW Melly's release is unprecedented. A judge instructed the Broward Sheriff's Office to provide an explanation by December 16th as to why Melly should remain in prison after they requested a 10-day extension. If no valid reason is provided, Melly will be granted his release. Many feel that this extension should never have been allowed, with some, like Bowie, suggesting that the feds are exercising their power over Melly because they know they have control over him.
Helpless. My son has not been convicted of anything, and the jail they make their own rules.
YNW Melly back in
YNW Melly's
court today.
lawyers recently highlighted key evidence from his original trial, including text messages he sent to his ex-girlfriend in real time while the crime was happening. At the time, he was reportedly fleeing from men on the street. Additionally, police tracked his phone's GPS, confirming it was moving down the street during the incident.
Saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail, but prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows
the evidence suggests that YNW Melly was being chased by a car full of rival street members. Furthermore, during his trial, the prosecutors admitted that no firearm was found, which has become a key point in Melly's defense. His lawyers are using this argument to support their request for house arrest, at least until the trial officially begins.
Putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8.
For the past 5 years, YNW Melly has been living under harsh conditions, with the federal authorities seemingly able to control every aspect of his situation. This has prompted his mother to take legal action against the Broward County Jail. Reports reveal that she is suing the sheriff's office for cruel treatment and is demanding his immediate release. Melly claims that for the last 3 years, he has been denied the ability to see or speak with his family.
So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah.
In an emotional interview, Melly's mother described his life in jail as bleak, living in a cold cell with inedible food and no human contact. She painted a disturbing picture of his isolation, implying that he may not survive much longer under such conditions. She also expressed frustration over the fact that, despite being granted a mistrial essentially winning the case, Melly remains incarcerated, with no access to a phone or even the ability to read mail.
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial,
This situation eventually caught the attention of Charleston White, who reacted strongly, stating that YNW Melly should not be receiving any special treatment simply because of his fame as a rapper. White argued that Melly allegedly committed a serious crime and therefore should face the consequences like anyone else without any exceptions or preferential treatment.
The part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
This situation once again drew the attention of Bowie, who spoke out about the emotional toll it's taking on Jamie King. He shared that he understands her pain as his own mother had to endure a similar experience. Bowie empathized with Jamie, acknowledging the immense stress she must be under as she fights for her son's well-being.
The first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
The situation has become so intense that many are calling for Netflix to make a documentary about it. Meanwhile, the feds have responded by creating a 6-page evidence file detailing why YNW Melly should not be released from jail. One key piece of evidence includes information found on Melly's cell phone. Hours after the crime was allegedly committed, Melly reportedly texted someone admitting to his involvement. With this new evidence, it raises the question of whether Melly should be granted release, as it adds further complexity to the case.
Convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail.
Another crucial piece of evidence found on YNW Melly's cell phone was a saved video from someone's Facebook Live. The video shows Melly and his associate Borland just 6 hours after the alleged crime, dancing in a parking lot and recording music. This footage adds to the case against Melly, as it suggests a lack of remorse or concern over the crime, further complicating the question of whether he should be released from jail.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated. When you done chose to play somebody.
The video showing YNW Melly and Borland dancing and recording music just hours after the crime appeared to show no remorse for the loss of their two close friends. In court, Melly's lawyers argued that they were contracted to shoot the music video that morning and had no option but to go through with it. They claimed Melly and Borland simply put on a brave face for business purposes and continued with their day. However, to the jury, this behavior appeared deeply unsettling.
Saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer.
The prosecution, meanwhile, delved into the possible motive behind the crime. They highlighted Melly's close friendship with King Vol and brought up a disturbing revelation from an O-Block member. The source claimed that, leading up to his arrest, Melly confided in King Vol, allegedly asking for advice on how to handle a situation in which his two best friends were allegedly coming after him for financial gain. This disclosure raised serious questions about Melly's involvement in the crime.
She real, bro. You know she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good...
I asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHH.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like...
The situation took an even crazier turn when the feds filed an extension to explain why YNW Melly shouldn't be allowed to go home. But things escalated further when they also targeted Melly's partner, YB Boy B. In a surprising move, Melly's co-defendant, Y Borland, was arrested and thrown into jail. Borland was booked into a Miami jail on Monday night in his...
Once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me, bro. Why you put up there, bro? What out the bam? I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
Being held on an outstanding warrant out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant, obtained by Long Crime Network, outlines that from around April 10, 2023, through July 22, 2023, Borland, also known as Cortland Henry, along with...
Which is to determine if this was a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. And it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, actually.
Others engaged in misleading conduct and unlawfully tampered with witnesses, further complicating the already tangled case. The warrant further detailed that Borland, along with others, allegedly attempted to induce a witness to withhold testimony, which is a serious offense. The witness in question had been summoned to testify in the jury trial of Jamal Demons, also known as YNW Melly.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams?
The timing of this is critical, as jury selection for Melly's trial began in mid-April, and the mistrial was declared on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Borland tampered with the witness. In a shocking turn, the feds raided Borland's home and discovered a disturbing amount of incriminating paperwork. The evidence was stuffed into a suitcase, and among the documents was a detailed notebook book in which Borland had...
And Mr. Thomas is coming from outside of the car.
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that...
written out information about the jurors from Melly's original trial. The notes included details about where certain jurors were sitting, descriptions of their appearances such as hair color, and what he believed their names to be. The seriousness of the situation was not lost on many. DJ academics reacted to the discovery, calling it sloppy and questioning how Borland could have had such sensitive information.
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
In his home. How the hell are you going to have the notebook of the jurors in your house? He remarked, highlighting the gravity of the situation. Man, this is crazy, DJ academics responded, clearly shocked by the situation. It's like doing a crime and then having the surveillance footage in your DVD player or something. Like, come on, bro. It's like raiding the crib and the surveillance footage is right.
And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How's that?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Right there in the DVD player. You're just asking for it. Academics' reaction emphasized just how reckless the discovery was, likening it to a scenario where evidence is so blatantly obvious it's almost unbelievable. The situation only grew more serious when...
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right-hand side.
Considering the potential consequences, if YNW Melly were to be sentenced to life in prison, Borland's actions, specifically his possession of sensitive juror information, could have led to severe repercussions. It's possible that Borland could have given that piece of paper to powerful...
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamal Demons?
Street figures who might then take matters into their own hands to seek revenge on behalf of Melly, especially if his best friend were sentenced to life. This is why jurors are never shown on camera, and their names and identities are kept strictly confidential, measures designed to protect them from potential harm. With all the mounting evidence against both YNW Melly and Borland, the pair would soon face even more charges, deepening the legal trouble they were already in.
For real, this is sloppy. Borland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh**. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They're like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction. This situation continued to escalate, practically setting the stage for a compelling documentary series for Netflix. The charges stemming from Borland's massive mistake were tied to even more shocking revelations. The father of one of the YNW boys who had tragically passed away came forward and exposed how YNW Melly and Borland were allegedly involved in witness tampering. This revelation added a new layer of complexity to the case.
Melly, Jamel Demons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
Like to me, they're going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
According to the father, Melly and Borland used specific code words in an attempt to manipulate Melly's ex-girlfriend, pressuring her not to testify against him in the original trial. This insight provided a disturbing look into the lengths they were allegedly willing to go to avoid facing the consequences of their actions. As the situation unraveled, the connections between Melly, Borland, and the growing list of charges became even more significant, making the case not only a legal battle but a gripping story of betrayal and manipulation.